What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Daily Walk with Lance, where I take my Bible devotion and I share it with you. Or in today's case, I fasted this weekend, so I didn't do a daily update like normal. So this was the message I had originally written down for the 3rd, which was Friday, right? Today's the 7th. But anyway, this was literally the message on the 3rd, and I said, you know what, I have something I have this feeling of I need to fast. And my personal walk, I don't know, that's not the right way to say it, my personal ambitions needed to take a back seat while there was craziness going on in the world. And since I don't have a huge audience or anything, I didn't feel like, I need to make a video for people. I felt like it was more important for me to fast. And so Christians today, we have really got away from the concept of fasting. And the more I've gotten back into the Bible and I've started taking it actually serious for the first time in my life, fasting works. Like, you don't know what's going to be the result, but it works. And now that I fasted, I actually feel more comfortable with this. This verse. Yeah, I was making sure I wrote in a couple verses. This verse is very direct, and I think it still applies today because we recognize that we are in similar times as Noah. That evil has spread like it spread then. And so, like I said, this was originally October 3rd, but I'm going to use it here on October 7th. We are getting into the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 36. And this is literally Jesus speaking to the disciples. He said, "But now, the one who has a money bag should take it, and likewise a knapsack. And the one who does not have a sword should sell his cloak and buy a sword." And that is the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 36. And what this is saying is, yes, we turn the other cheek over and over and over and over to our enemies. And we are still to do that today. But there is a man's duty to protect. And I think that's what Jesus is getting at here, in my opinion. He's saying, while we should never be an offensive thing, we should always be defensive and protect the flock and help protect the innocent, like the children. If you look throughout history, there comes a point where evil has to be pushed back, and we have to do it the right way. And so while we need our literal sword, we also need our spiritual sword, which is the Word of God. And so while I think Jesus does mean to have a literal sword, I also know he also means the Bible, because he calls the Word of God the sword. When he talks about the armor of God, the Word is the sword. So we know for a fact that we can at least speak against the evil. We can at least speak against what's going on in the world. Let's see. And turning the cheek is also for people who don't have hardened hearts. And that's for God to discern. That's for Jesus to discern. We can see the fruit of a hardened heart, but we don't know if it's all the way hardened or not. That's why it's up to us to always be a Christian example, even in the times of evil. We should always speak out. Because we are facing principalities and not just flesh and blood. Demons are real, and demonic possession is real. So Christians have to protect their families. Like, God gave men the head of the household because he knew we would protect the household. He knew that that was going to be the job of the man. And so you should not only have your physical sword, but you should have your biblical sword so that you know the difference and that you know when to speak instead of act. And speaking is a form of action, but I'm talking specifically about using the words of God instead of vengeance, because vengeance is for God, not for us. But anyways, as you can see, that's why I was kind of, I fasted a little bit on that one, because a lot of people can take that the wrong way on either side of the issue. The Bible, there's a lot of black and white, and then there's a lot of things where it's like, no, this is, each circumstance is different, and this is one of those, each circumstance is different. But we know for a fact that as long as we use the Word of God, we are on the right path. But if you would, if this is your first time on my video, please drop me a follow, hit that like button, turn the notification bells on. And do this for any YouTuber or social media person you follow. That's the way the algorithm shares our videos and gets the word out. So it's not just to grift or make money, but that's literally how the algorithm pushes videos. So we just share that with y'all so that if you want to support us, like, the monetary thing is great, but the algorithm part is so much more important. But anyways, I'm gonna go work out. Y'all should be working out too. You should be in church on Sundays. You should be in the Word every day. I have fallen short of that, and I'm trying to get better. And so I'm just sharing that with y'all. All right, y'all. Peace.